Hey guys, James here today and welcome to another Sims 4 tutorial. Today we're going to learn how to make sort of custom item recolors. So as you can see, for example, I have used my 3 YouTube channel icons. I've got the Sim Supply there that you're watching, my Flabberleaky YouTube channel and my James Turner YouTube channel as well. So I've made those custom items which are very easy to do. And you see they've even got 3 different recolors on the same item. And also, because it is just a clone of this object here, which you can quite plainly tell, it does actually, you can't see it. It does actually have a little bit of sheen from some glass. Now, I can't remember why I needed to do this, but I had to look it up how to make recolors for something I was working on. And I found out how easy it was to do. So I want to share it with you, essentially, is exactly what I'm going to do right now. So this is a really easy way to create loads of different paintings. So you could easily take this item, clone it, make a whole new poster, just get images off the internet, chuck them in. It's super easy, and I'm going to go through it now. So let's jump out of the game for a second. I'm just going to do that. So here we are in the Sims 4 Studio. This is the program I'm using. I'm aware that there's a few different ways you can do this, but this was the way I found the easiest and the quickest, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do. So I will leave, obviously, the download link to this below, so you can go download it from their website. There's also tutorials over there to teach you, but if you just want to watch how to do it, I'll show you just how easy it is. Of course, you can make custom walling and floor, which is super easy, but we're going to do a standalone recolor for an object. So you just click on the object button, and then you get a whole list of all the items that are available in the game for you to clone and recolor. Now, this will probably take some time for you to load. I made sure to scroll through this list before the video because you scroll and it has to load all the items. It's not a super quick program. It's also not organized very well. It does have filters, but it doesn't, if you type in painting, it only shows up a few things. I don't know. It's not great organization, but if you know what you're looking for, you can sometimes search it. But we are going to be using those little paintings that I showed you just a moment ago. So yeah, we are going to be using one of these. We can use any of these 4 because they will all do the same trick for us. So we're just going to let's pick the ladybug. So you just select the item you want. You click on next down the bottom there. It will load the object. You want to save it as a file. We're going to call it just avatars. Just save it wherever you want. I'm going to call this avatars.package. Yes, I would like to replace it because I'm making it a new one. So this is the view you get. You get the view of the item here on the left. Don't really need to worry about that. And of course, you can rename it. So I'm going to name it Channel Avatars. These are awesome. And you can set the price. It's going to be 20 bucks. So now the thing we really care about are the textures. So there's a whole, as you can see up here, we've got the different colors. But right now we're going to focus on one of them. This is our texture that we want to worry about for this particular object. There's not much else we have to do. All we have to do is click on the green export button. And we're going to want to save that as a PNG file just so it's easy to edit. You can save it as other formats. I would recommend PNG though because you don't have any quality loss and then it's easy to work with, not like a DDS file, which can kind of be annoying. So we're going to save it as, I'm just going to save it as avatars.png. So there you go. We'll open up in this folder. You can see some I prepared earlier, which I'm just going to delete those because we're going to do it from scratch. So then you want to open up that image in your image editor of choice. You can use whatever program you want. I myself use Photoshop. So we're going to jump into Photoshop. I'm going to close the previous project. I'm going to open up that file. So once you open it up in your editor, this is what you're going to see. It's just basically a flattened, stamped out look at this object. This is what it looks like in 2D form. So obviously the part that we want to change is just the image in the frame. That's really easy. So in Photoshop, we're just going to use the marquee selection tool. Of course, depending on what program you're using, it's going to be different, but this is just a super easy way to do it. We just want to select that little ladybug as a square. Whoops, I missed a little bit, but that's okay. Right, so and I just deleted it. I just deleted it, so now we just have just a little cutout through the frame, so we can easily add another image behind it. But I do want to change the color of the frame. I'm not too happy with that. I personally just want it to be like a white frame, like you saw. In Photoshop, it's pretty easy to do. At least the way I do it, I go image adjustments, and then to desaturate. That will just make it black and white. And then we go image adjustments, brightness and contrast. We can just bring up the brightness. And it just makes it look white. And you still get a little bit of the details there as well of the frame. So there you go. Got a white frame. Super easy. Now we want to make sure to bring in our little avatars here. So these are the 3 that I want to use. So I'm going to drag all of them into the frame here. So you just want to hit accept once you've placed them in. Blah, blah, blah. All good. Right. We're going to select all 3 of these at the same time. And we're going to make these smaller because they need to fit our little frame. And if you didn't pay attention before, that frame there, when I was selecting it, told me how big it was in pixels. It was actually exactly 107 pixels wide. I'm going to make it 100. We're going to go 111 just so we have a little bit of extra sort of border around it when we size it down, because when you size things down, sometimes you can get some funky edges. So we're going to just go 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's going to be right in the middle of that frame. I'm actually going to place these underneath the frame. So the frame comes over the top of the image. And by the way, if this is all fast-paced, because I'm aware not everyone can do image editing, really all you got to know is how to export the item, and then simply, you don't have to do everything I'm doing right now. You could simply just paste an image over the top of this and it would work fine. But right, so we're going to use this. That's going to be my Flabaliki one. I'm going to export that as a PNG file, just like that. You can leave transparency ticked. We're just going to save it as a PNG. So it's going to be flabaliki.png. There we go. We're just going to hide that, and then we can do the SimSupply one. Easy does it. So we're going to go File, Export, Export as a PNG as well. That is going to be tss.png, because it's easier than typing SimSupply. And then the last one, of course, export as PNG file as well. That can just be jt.png. Right, so that is all of our recoloring done. We just got to jump back over to Sims 4 Studio here, and we just import the files. So you want to click on the blue import button, and I guess the first one I'm going to do is going to be Flabaliki. That will jump in, and there you go. You can see the preview of it there. It's in the frame. It looks fantastic. Now, obviously, there's a few other things we want to change, such as the color. I just set all mine to white because that's pretty much what they are. So I just set it to white. You can do custom thumbnails as well. I wonder if I use that as a custom thumbnail, if that'll show up in game. I don't know. I haven't actually tried that before. Let's find out. All right. So then to do the next one, again, we just import our next image, which is going to be the JT. That, again, I'm just going to set as white. You can obviously choose whatever color you feel is appropriate for your creation. I'm going to set the avatar to that, or the little swatch to that. And then the final one, we're going to import tss.png. And of course, I'll use that as my avatar as well. Set the color to white. Now, you'll note that we still have a bunch of these other ones up here that we're not using. You can simply get rid of them by hitting remove swatch. And of course, if you did want to add more, you can just add swatch and it'll duplicate the one you have selected. So that's pretty much that. Now, of course, there's other stuff you can do. If you go into the tags here, you can actually set how it's going to be filtered in game. So you can set the colors that it is. Obviously, it's not red. It does have white. This one also happens to have green and also a little bit of blue. Well, I say a little bit of blue. It's surrounded by blue. It's not related to baby, so I'm going to uncheck that. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff down there. Then I'm going to go over to the JT one. Obviously, colors in that are separated per swatch, which is really nice. There's no red. There's no dark brown. There's definitely white and green. And then we have this one here, which is going to be light brown, dark brown, white, and probably orange, and not baby. I think I might have left baby on that one. Good. So you just set up the tags however you want them. So that is our 3 little item frame recolors. Pretty easy to do. And then all you got to do is hit save. Just hit save on that. Your package has been saved. And now, depending on where you saved it at the beginning when you created it, that's where it will be. This is ours here. It's called avatars.package. So you're going to want to drop that package file into your mods folder, which is pretty easy to do. Just go, boop. That's my Sims 4 mods folder. And now all we got to do is load up our game and check it out and see if it worked. Right, so here we are back in the game. Let's go into buy mode. Let's check out our decorations and our paintings. And here they are. These are the new ones that we made. As you can see, it says these are awesome. Oh, it did totally use my little... So you can see the images behind the swatches are actually like the the custom ones I put in. They're a little bit glitchy, but it kind of worked, which is interesting. Anyway, so we can chuck these into the game and they will work just like any other item. So that was super easy to do. And as you can see, you can scale them up as well. Put a huge face over there. Let me change the color of that one. And we'll change that one as well. And then you can use them in your game. So that's how to do like that particular photo frame. I would, something like recoloring this, for example, is even easier because it's literally just one texture of that. It is so easy. And I'll show you how to do that now. So if we go back to standalone object recolor and we actually look for that for Plumbob one specifically, because I think that one's going to be super easy to do because it's just a poster. There's no frame. So if we get that, we go next. We'll start cloning it. I'm going to say awesomely easy.package. And then we have a look at the texture. As you can see, the texture is literally just an image file. So if you export that, you go test image. There we go. And then all you got to do is get an image that is 512 by 256 and just replace it. And then that one's super easy. If you wanted something really easy to do, you can start off with that one. or you can do a little bit more advanced and do the frame way, because I think that's kind of cool that you can do that. And of course, this works on any item. I mean, obviously, it goes without saying, on any item in the game you can recolor. Of course, you can do wallpapers and flooring, which are also super easy because they're just one texture file. There's no nothing too complicated in that. That does get into like normal mapping and specular mapping, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, I hope this helped you make some cool custom paintings for your games. If you do, let me know. Like, tweet them at me. If you have any questions, maybe we can do a little bit more in depth next time around, because this was kind of just, you know, wham, bam, we're done. But I hope it helps some of you anyway. It's pretty easy. Again, the link to this program is down below so you can check it out. But thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time, and have an awesome day.